How's it going, everybody? This is BeatTheBush. Today I'm gonna finish watching Kate from Extreme Cheapskate. Now, this is the third one I'm doing. Hopefully I can finish this up because it looks like, there's probably about 2/5 left. I'm gonna skip some of it just so that I can finish it this time because I think 4 parts is way too much. Anyway, let's begin.
Hey, Matt.
They're in her apartment now.
How's it going? Nice to see you.
This is my girlfriend, Rose.
Hi, Rose.
As a friend, I know
So,
how cheap
I
she
don't know,
is.
this awkward encounter over here. She hasn't seen her friend for over a year, and what I noticed is it's kind of awkward. Maybe it's the camera person being there or something. She's like, oh, hi, like little bit awkward.
So I came to visit Kate to see her in action.
I haven't seen Matt in over a year, and I have never met
She's
Rose.
too cheap, I think I personally might have this problem as well. So if you guys follow me on Instagram, by the way, my Instagram is the BeatTheBush. You might have noticed me kind of trying to turn a new leaf, being a little bit less frugal because I can. Anyway, let's move on.
My first reaction when I walked in was, whoa, this is really small and cluttered.
I don't think they know what cluttered is because sometimes if you look at the Hoarders show, right? It's so bad that you can't even walk in her place. Her place looks not that cluttered to me, actually. I mean, it's certainly not like a minimalist, looks like a catalog or anything, but it looks functional. A lot of stuff everywhere, but it looks
Show you
normal to me.
around.
Okay.
Not that there's a whole lot of space to show, but this is my makeshift couch.
Oh, makeshift couch looks weird. I don't think anyone wants to sit on that.
This mattress was from a dorm dumpster dive.
Oh no, she talked about dumpster dive stuff. I think a lot of people would be very uncomfortable if they knew the furniture they have is dumpster dive, especially if it's wrapped around plastic like that. People might be concerned about bed bugs and things, so they don't want to sit on that stuff.
Bags over it, so like dust mites don't accumulate in there.
It's so funny. Like, I don't know if they coached her into wearing those short shorts. Maybe it had the binder clipper on it or something, like really worn out clothes. We know from the part 2 that I did that this show is slightly staged and we don't know how exaggerated she is being.
That's not something I would do, no.
This is a little table that I found off the curb.
I don't know. This is almost sad now. I don't even know if I should just keep on reviewing this thing or commenting on it because her friends, some of you have mentioned actually that she was being a little rude. I guess sometimes, okay, if I were to go to someone and I was completely shocked at their frugalness, sometimes you just be like, yes, right? But, you wouldn't outright say mean things, which I think that's what the lady was doing.
This is where I sleep.
You sleep on this? Wow, doesn't seem comfortable at all.
Actually, it is quite comfortable. This is a yoga
Yeah,
mat.
oh my gosh, I cannot believe the guy said that. I mean, how can you tell if something is comfortable or not just from the looks of it? I mean, from the looks of it, to me, it looks normal, okay? I think they've been conditioned. Maybe the producers were telling them to be like, kind of like, ugh, type of thing. Yeah.
Kate works really hard, and she doesn't spend money at all. And it's just very troubling to me.
This show is making me a little sad just looking at this. You're seeing Kate dig herself into a hole. She's like purposely humiliating herself.
I'm dying in here.
It's so really hot in here. I don't know how you'd stand here in the summer. You get sick just not having good circulation in here.
The lady, she's
I need to like step out for a second.
physically getting hot and she's turning red. I don't know. Like, I guess sometimes you can just exaggerate a bit. You can even make yourself flush. If you get in the mood, right?
Yeah, sure. I'm like really dizzy.
I think this is really overreacting. I mean, like, I think all the things that she said, there's no reason to get so hot unless it's like actually warm in there.
I do not have air
Maybe it
conditioning.
is warm in there.
I've heard of people with electric bills of a couple $100s a month in the
I
summer.
don't know. This is completely staged, it seems. Maybe the producer saw her that she's so frugal and then They're egging her on. They're trying to find out what would make for a good show. So what does make for a good show? You ask some people, some of her friends, to come over and ridicule her, because this is what it seems like it's doing. It's sad that it's staged this way.
This is the bathroom.
Yep, this is the
It
bathroom.
is also very small.
What's small?
Yes, it is.
It's in New York City. Of course it's supposed to be small.
This pair of shorts wore out, so I have to use one of these binder clips to clip them together so they don't fall down.
Oh, she is using the binder clips to hold her pants together. I don't know. Okay, the thing is, I actually have clothes that are at least 10 years old. I actually forget how old this was, 5 or something. I don't know if I'm wearing anything 10 years old, but I do have clothes 10 years old. Some things that they do last a really long time, but you know, if the elastic band goes out like that, I wouldn't use a binder clip. I feel like she probably took her worst piece of clothing and wore that for the show.
I try to avoid paying for food. And there are many upscale grocery stores in Manhattan, and they throw out their food in trash bags.
Oh,
on the
and
curb.
now I guess now she's just going over whatever she showed everybody in the first part of the show, and now she's showing all these things to her friends and just kind of explaining to them what she does.
Them to dumpster dive food. I've been cooking up a surprise for you guys. Begin.
Oh my gosh, you don't do that. They totally staged it. Like, you don't, I don't know. I think she probably could have told them first, and probably the producers didn't want to. They're like, hey, yeah, you know what? Give this food to them and tell them after they ate a few bites or first bite or something that it's from the dumpster. You're not supposed to do that.
Stuff with it. It's a little bit.
Okay, she ate it. I think it's all in the plating, right? Because it's like all mashed in together. They're a little bit hesitant, and given what they've seen already in the apartment, they don't want to eat that stuff. But usually, you know what happens when you go over to a friend's place and they serve you something that looks disgusting, right? A lot of times you'll be like, you know, yeah, I'll have some. And then when you do go to eat it, I guess you only pick at it, right? Or you know, you don't really eat it all that much. But I'm surprised they even ate it because it looks weird.
How does it taste?
I don't know, it just doesn't seem fresh to me.
Okay, I don't think it would be all that not fresh, because I think whatever she picked up in the dumpster, it's edible, and it would actually taste very typical. That's what I think it would taste like. I feel like the taste would be just fine. It's just the whole thought of where it came from. I think the food probably is completely edible. It's just kind of like mashed together. It doesn't look very good. It's just all in the plating. At least they're eating it. We saw that her dumpster dive food, they were all in containers. I think, I don't think any bugs actually did touch it, but you should not give it to someone that does not expect to eat it, right? This is kind of like a betrayal, right? You give someone food and you trust them that they're going to give you food that is clean, edible, and then you put it in your mouth, you eat it, and then you find out they're like, haha, just kidding, this is from the dumpster. So, you know, yeah, you shouldn't be doing that. I think it's a show that did this. It actually looks fine. I mean, I think she fished out like the cleaner stuff, the not spoiled or rotten stuff. I personally, if I were, you know, presented with this stuff and then they go, oh, this is dumpster dive food, I would be pretty hesitant to eat it. You never know if someone with whatever diseases, right, they touched it and it's half eaten, or like they sneezed on it or something, or I don't know, something could be in that food that is not sanitary. And that is probably the reason why I would, you know, be hesitant to eat this stuff. But, you know, if you just look at what it looks like, all those pastries, all those fruits and stuff, they look fine. If it were like behind a glass shelf, you would not suspect anything of it. But because of this situation, I think they're like just kind of like, I don't care what it looks like, not touching it. It's probably all from the dumpster.
And where did you get this food from?
It's a surprise. What does that chicken taste like?
It just doesn't taste good to me.
You know what? Sometimes when I go to the grocery store, sometimes they sell like lower price items, right? I forget when I did this, but sometimes they sell things that are close to expiration. They go, oh, it's super duper cheap, right? And maybe it's like $1 off or something. And I remember buying something like that before. And usually they don't taste as fresh. So when this guy says it doesn't taste as fresh, I kind of believe him. Usually this food is a little bit stale, and you know, by the time they need to go in the trash and they can't even market some, you know, 50 cents, $1 off or something, then it probably isn't all that fresh. Yeah.
Stale, huh?
A little bit.
You guys like to try some carrot cake?
I think we're gonna get going.
Thanks for having us.
They said they're gonna go, like, oh, I don't know. I think if the camera people weren't there, they wouldn't say they're gonna go. It's all very staged. You never know like what they were gonna do on their own. If, let's say, you know, hidden cameras were there instead of like big old cameras. They're probably holding cameras this big.
I guess we'll be seeing you soon, hopefully.
I would come back and visit Kate again. I would prefer to meet somewhere else, preferably where the food was fresh.
Yeah, I think, you know what, just having that experience, I don't know, maybe they can laugh about it, but I feel like, you know, doing something like that, even in the context of a show, maybe if they were warned way ahead about it, you know, it's like, okay, this is what you need to do. Maybe they're getting paid or something. But I don't know. It felt like it would have damaged their friendship a little bit. Just you know, if they were actually not warned about this and if they weren't paid. That's it for the show. I feel a little bit bad for her because of the video, I Am Unbeautiful. And she actually outright said, I am unbeautiful. This is just kind of like admitting to yourself, you know, it's kind of like a defeat. You should never say that, right? It's like a self-confidence thing. It almost feels like she gave up and then go, okay, I am unbeautiful, which I think she's not that unbeautiful. It just makes me a little mad that sometimes when economics coerce people into saying certain things, being on a show like this, whatever they paid her for this, I don't know how much they have to pay her for this to be worth it. Because the whole internet, I don't know, they watched it like 6 million times or 8 million times or something like that. You know, everybody is probably going to recognize her. If she walks in New York on the streets, people are going to recognize her just from this single video. The damage it's done to her personal life, I think in order for this to be worth it for her, it needs to be paid quite a bit. And I don't think they probably paid her that much in order for this to be worth it for her. Thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed my comments on this show. I know this kind of turned a little bit towards, you know, kind of a bit angry rather than critique of her frugal ways. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to give me a like on this video, comment down below, let me know what you think. And as always, don't forget to push that subscribe button and ring that bell icon. Thanks for watching.